Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming to join us today. And thank you for following the theme. I see some inspired choices, some fashion choices, some red and white, some blues, some greens. It's beautiful from up here. So thank you for making the time. I'd also like to thank the British High Commissioner Neil Gooden for coming and really giving us a lovely address. The Kenya Cultural CEO, Mike Gundo, for representing the PS. Our country director, Tom, for all his incredible insights on the impact of the British Council. And our fantastic MC, Modani. I'm baptizing her live. Mokami Kowino, who's our deputy country director. So I also see partners in the room who are collaborating on the season. And as you can imagine, you know what's coming next, right? Please put up your hand if you have really recently received a grant from the British Council to work on the Kenya season, UK Kenya season. Not like you're shy. Thank you so much. We're really excited, and really today the objective was to celebrate the work that we have done, the work that is yet to come, but also reflect on the collaborations that are possible when we bring people together. So even these attempts, these asks to put up your hand and wave to the crowd and make some connections is in an effort to make sure that others can see who you are and ask you the questions that they have in their spirit that they don't feel like they can ask me, for example. So please be generous with your time today. And thank you for your work. We would not be able to do this without you. So today we mark the beginning of the UK Kenya season, and as Mokami said, that confetti and that in your hands. I think about the environment here. So this is a bilateral season, as Tom had mentioned, and really what it means is we're looking to foster collaboration with the UK and through the UK. The Venice Architecture Biennale is a really important highlight for us and is one of the key activities of the season because of what it means for that sector and the visibility that it can give to our creatives and the questions that they're asking about planet and people. So we're really excited about the different elements of our work. As you came in, you will have seen the new branding for the UK Kenya season. We'd like to thank our partners, DataMuse, who delivered that for us. And it's all connected in that you will see that it's the chevron style with arrows and linear elements, which is a nod to road signs, a universal symbol of journeys, connections, and progress. And really that's the spirit of the work that we're trying to do here. So today's invitation is to join us on this journey as we explore the ideas of innovation, identity, and youth voice through our partners and our programs. A lot of our partners are interested in the conversations that are happening around technology, indigenous knowledge, and contemporary creativity, which are the themes of the season. We will be showcasing a broad range of collaborations across art forms. There will be projects in music, literature, visual arts, architecture, design, film, and performance. We will work with creatives, thought leaders, artists, young people, and want to make real connections with audiences so that we can bring people along as we really expand the limits and the conversations of our potential and explore collaboration. As Tom mentioned, this season builds on a really strong legacy of work happening at the British Council for years that precede us and me. As you might have noticed, there was some graffiti in the parking lot that was from the WAPI days, and we're really proud of that legacy. So let me tell you a little bit about how the season will work. We have organized it in 3 strands. There's the work that we will curate with our partners. There's the work that we will commission that is new. And then there's the work that we will convene. And I will give you a few examples of some of those pieces of work. So some of the curated programs, the highlight is, as I mentioned, there's the Venice Biennale. And the team there is really looking again, and the name of the exhibition, which is important to mention, is the Geology of Britannic Repair. The aspiration of the curatorial team is that the exhibition will dismantle pre-existing and prevalent notions of what architecture can do and who it's for, by rebuilding it as a non-extractive practice geared towards repair and restitution. So we hope that we can share those journeys with you. And in the house, actually, we have some fellows going to Venice. These are young curators who are traveling for the first time. You know the drill, wherever you are and you can hear me. Please raise your hand and wave to the people. Okay. So congratulations. Clap for the youths. I really can't wait to see what stories they'll come back with, because the objective of having an immersion like that in Venice is to be able to strengthen their confidence in their craft, to sharpen their tools, and really make sure that they can have the networks that they need to build the careers that they want, right? And can be curious and can follow those curiosities and really find their place in the world. So please, as Mokami mentioned, follow us online. We will be sharing some of their reels and their recaps and a session when they return. Another highlight is we have a collaborator in the UK. They're called the Africa Centre. Now, the Africa Centre is based in London, and it also has partnerships across the UK. And through those collaborations, we will be bringing together a really rich program of activities. There will be a QR code on the screen so you can see a sneak peek of some of the programs that we have already assembled for you. And the Africa Centre is really interesting and incredible because they bring 60 years of respect and a strong network and tradition and legacy of building a space that's a safe space for Africans and Africans from the diaspora and those interested in connecting with the continent. So if you are in London or around there or have access to the internet, please check out the Africa Centre and follow their stories, because there will also be hybrid opportunities to connect with the programs, which we're really excited about. Another one, and get ready to put up your hands please, is the Catalyst Grants. This is one of the first ones that first opportunities that we run, and 19 collaborative projects have been born as a result. So if you have received a Catalyst Grant from the British Council for UK Kenya Season, please put up your hand and wave. So, and some of the projects are sharing some of their work in the room behind us. So please take some time and meet the artists. They had £5,000, which is about 800,000 Kenya shillings, to develop an initial relationship with a new partner in the UK and UK partners to connect with Kenya. And I'm really proud of how they used those resources to really explore their curiosities and find ways to make meaningful connections. And as recently as last month, we awarded £10,000 competitively to 11 projects to continue exploring their collaborations. So we can't wait to see what they present during the season. And I will not mention the LitFest because that has been covered by our colleagues. But I also wanted to say that another partnership that we're really proud of, and finally ahead of World Heritage Day, which is on the 5th of May, this Monday, I'm really thrilled to announce the 3rd season of the Braid Fund. Whoop, whoop. So the Braid Fund is a collaboration with an organization called TICA. TICA are the Trust for Indigenous Cultures and Health, and they are also setting up, they also have colleagues in the back here who will happily have a conversation with you. And to manage your expectations of the mini drum circle, it is 2 drums, and you are the circle. And we cannot wait to jam with you, and I think it's a really nice preview of the work that they do, but on to the opportunity. We called it the Braid Fund because we recognize that there's an interconnectedness between our artistic disciplines, the skills and well-beings of practitioners, and the contribution that this makes to communities. We wanted to see how we could weave these ideas of connection and heritage and innovation together and create opportunities for emerging cultural heritage producers and makers. because we really recognize that it's harder to get opportunities the further away that you are from the center. And also if you're working in heritage, it's quite difficult to secure funds, especially if you're an emerging practitioner. So this work is really for them, this opportunity, this grant is for heritage practitioners or people looking to work at that intersection of heritage and contemporary practice, so that you can think of clever things like what does it mean if you have a VR experience of for Jesus, so that those who haven't been or other heritage sites can engage with that work without having to travel. What does it mean if you create an app for your cultural cuisine and thinking about recipes and things like that? So what is the interface of heritage and indigenous knowledge? And this fund is going to be about £5,000, so 750,000 Kenya shillings. And those who are eligible are those who are looking to innovate in how we share cultural heritage with wider audiences. Those who are interested in intercultural and intergenerational exchange, and those who are looking to increase their knowledge and understanding of cultural heritage. So the call closes on the 14th of May, and as I mentioned, it's live now. So please, actually, Tika, I don't believe I didn't tell you to put up your hands. Tika, we have Suzanne and we have Eric from the team, and they are generous, they are lovely humans, and they can talk to you about the things. And my colleague Mo, who could just wave as well. So she leads the portfolio for cultural heritage and is also a really good person to ask about the work. So thank you so much for your kind attention. It's been really lovely to have you. We have performances in store for you, and I would really encourage you to stick around, get to know each other, and come chat. And I'll hand over to Mukami. Thank you.
Of UK-Kenya season 2025, Ms. Frida Abbas, CEO of the British Chamber of Commerce, CEOs of corporate organizations such as ABSA, StanChart, SafariLink, among others, distinguished representatives of Kenyan government and the British High Commission, esteemed partners from cultural organizations, artists and creatives, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was a long one. It is a great honor for me to share in this momentous occasion as we officially launch the UK-Kenya season 2025, an initiative that speaks to the power of culture, cultural diplomacy, creativity, and collaborations in deepening the bonds between Kenya and the United Kingdom. Let me begin by extending our deepest appreciation to the British Council for its continued commitment in promoting rich and meaningful engagements between Kenya and the United Kingdom. The State Department for Culture, Arts and Heritage acknowledges the critical role that such partnerships play in nurturing the growth of the creative economy, advancing mutual understanding, and offering a platform for Kenyan artists to thrive beyond borders. The initiative we are launching tonight is a strategic commitment to elevating cultural expressions as a key driver of development, inclusion, and innovation. It arrives at a time when Kenya is firmly anchoring its arts and culture agenda within national development frameworks. We recognize the arts as a repository of our heritage and identity, as a viable economic sector capable of creating jobs, transforming lives, and contributing meaningfully to the GDP. Indeed, under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the fifth pillar highlights the importance of transforming the creative sector into a sustainable industry that supports decent and dignified livelihoods. The UK-Kenya season 2025 aligns closely to this vision and gives life to our policy aspirations by celebrating artistic excellence and driving growth within the cultural and creative industries. Cultural cooperation between Kenya and the United Kingdom serves as a bridge between our people, institutions, and our histories. It allows for the exchange of ideas, the co-creation of knowledge, and the strengthening of our mutual understanding. Through collaborations in the arts, we showcase our unique cultural identities and foster innovation, tolerance, and peace, values that are critical in today's interconnected world. I would like to urge us to take advantage of this season to formally negotiate and sign an MOU on cultural cooperation to formalize these engagements. For both our creative sectors within the two countries, this partnership opens pathways for market expansion, capacity building, and shared learning. It will empower artists and creative entrepreneurs to access new audiences and opportunities while positioning culture as a vital instrument of international diplomacy. As we navigate global challenges and seek inclusive growth, cultural cooperation remains a powerful tool to shape narratives, build empathy, and promote sustainable development across borders. The State Department for Culture, the Arts and Heritage is pleased to be a key partner in this journey. This is not our first collaboration with the British Council. Recently, we worked together through the Kenya Cultural Center to develop the first poetry theatre artist training curriculum in Kenya. The curriculum was an outcome of the Poetry Theatre Development Project aimed at building the capacity of spoken word artists in Kenya and advancing the professionalism of poetry. This collaboration was made possible through the Ignite Culture Fund. We also held the inaugural arts exhibition in London in November 2023 under the theme Emerging Possibilities, Visions and Possibilities. This was the first government-organized exhibition of fine art in London, which featured upcoming artists whose works had never gone beyond our borders. We were equally proud as a country of Kenyans' active participation in the main program during the Commonwealth Day celebration, where our artists presented to His Majesty the King at Westminster Abbey our rich cultural heritage through dance. The UK-Kenya season 2023 presents an even greater opportunity to expand this momentum, to connect emerging and established creatives, to spark collaborative innovation, and reimagine how the two nations engage through arts and education. As we look ahead, I urge all stakeholders in the creative and cultural industries to fully embrace the potential of this season. Let us use the moment to forge new relationships, inspire fresh ideas, and build a legacy of cultural excellence that will outlive the season itself, just as His Excellency has said. To our UK partners, we thank you for your dedication and friendship. Together, let us continue to invest boldly in the cultural space, not just for today, but for the future generations whose stories and dreams we are shaping through arts. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to and pleased to officially launch the UK-Kenya season 2023 and affirm the State Department's commitment to working closely with the British Council and all stakeholders in making this season a resounding success. Thank you.
Asante sana. For those who were expecting
and deliver digital literacy to 7,000 plus underserved youth, women and persons with disabilities. Our exams and assessment offer help over 20,000 candidates across the country achieve their personal and professional goals. I expect most of that is news to you, and again, that's part of being part of the conversation, trying to share what we do. With this quality of this work, we were able to secure this season. The British Council chooses just one or two places every year to focus with this special attention. We are followed later in the year by a UK-Brazil season. But the season is not the end point. It's a chance to fast-track the kinds of relationships and ideas that help shape the future. It expands our scope and reaches new audiences and grows our ambitions. This season challenged us to rethink how we collaborate and partner for meaningful change. It will challenge us to seek understanding, not admiration, to share power, not preserve it. For the UK, this considered approach brings real benefits. It helps us engage more fully with a complex and evolving world. It challenges our institutions to stay relevant by learning from others. And it allows us to contribute with thoughtfulness and care to vital conversations already happening in Kenya and across the globe. I want to thank the partners that make it happen, in Kenya and the UK and across our networks. Thanks to Lucy Pearson, who's here, our Regional Director, and all the 100+ staff that work in this office. To the UK High Commission in Kenya and the Government of Kenya, thank you for your continued collaboration. Thank you for making the space for the work to happen. And to everyone here this evening, partners, friends, enablers and challengers, thank you. Your presence, engagement and creativity will determine the success of this project. Hopefully this evening is the season in a nutshell. A moment to engage with ideas, art and creativity and to build new connections. And have some fun that may, for a moment, make the world feel like a slightly less difficult place. Asante Sana.
Watering spot offspring. Identity made in old empire buildings. River Gulu's banks. Salute to Sir Milton of House Alimadi. Enkare Nairobi, a dead man's dream. Defy gravity, newtons of nature to break curses. Modo mogoto mogopo autu. Diagon Alley supplies Hogwarts bound for Hagrid about Mombasa genie cats. Once, a melody passenger followed a feather on the Clyde, longing for hay on wire, heard of Celts and Druids, of Irish courage and talking for England, of thistles and daffodils, Scotch mist, shamrocks, leeks and roses, yet beyond bagpipes and kilts, beyond the wardrobe, Johnny walks. Perfect pores at St. James Gate, in Soho, so lost in Westminster backstories to West End spectacles. Bolton wonders if I'm lost, wondering, bumping little Sims. Dave's thrilling drill, seeking Guy Ritchie, Idris Elba, Mo Farah, Dina Asher Smith, transporting Fleabag, snatching Boyhood Vendetta. Love begins at home. Your roses, mighty Mao, family tended petals. Do you like tea? Biscuits? Beans on toast? Been watching Mr. Bean? Can you afford Harrods? 810 Cambridge, Chelsea Boat, Savile Row, gobsmacked by Oxford Commas. Do you have an underground line? Piccadilly Central? Mates catching pints, cheers, stagger home, plastered, God save the king in falsetto. Are you breathing stereotypes up? Slice me your truth. What's the place's space like? Sit like Shujaa, ama Lionesses. I mean, you may have the town, you may have the name, but Kenya Sevens owns the game. Apollo. Yeah, we have equestrian tendencies too. Ask around. Keywords, police horses. Long for here or you're living wrong. Montoka Kanairo to Banje. Start your odyssey at OTC, GPO, GTC, NBO to cities Biggie, NYC, ETC. Dreams za kutoka kwa? Lock, Buru to Brooklyn, Maisha London, Kujaza O2. Tuko kwa stagnant suspense CBD. Central Kenya roots feeling car Central C, stuck Central Police Cells. Imagine Top Boy, but Olwenya na Ouda. R.I.P. They would have tapped into that fiery Henry Henry spirit. Juke swali bado ni kati ya Man U na Arsenali. British townships leather band into synapses. Ipswich, Norwich? Is it Norwich? Yeah, you know it, right? You know, Manchester City, United, Red, Blue, Liverpool and Leicester. And what do we think of Tottenham? What do you think of Thank you. So boots, nets, gloves, lines, flags, allegiances. The 5th of November salutes the East, the North, the South London. Eastlands understands oppression. Grenfell echoes and Arusha. You never walk alone. So converse with Tolkien and Austen and Dickens and Brontes and realize that life is an Agatha Christie plot. But sisi ni wasomi. I mean, in Nama bookstores, Malaibu, FYP, NGC, Forwards. Na ulete story pia unaweza pata msomo. Na upata wakisomo kwa Java. Kataka kapa uwezi kataa. Mazee unajua, the madman at Kilifi lived in South B's finest house of rust. Shown dust, he saw the dragonfly see and better days. Feeling better kama Mtoria. Kisupamodo, akatokea tu from a whisper, mkurugenzi jiji ya ma-empress. The Isli that Watson knew, Mark Mende, the only entity that can make just a band reform. Look around. Look kwenye deriba. Ligi ya Catherine Dereba. Hata Steve O. Aweze keep it simple, mwe. Na usipojipanga jiji pia utakipata. Ukisita utafiatu, ukijipata bila viatu katikati ya matatu kama 300. Mchezo ni wa town. Kwani hamkuwa more rackets than Wimbledon? Kizungu mkuti hata kibonga kizungu fiti, zogo ikizua kizunguzungu rosho fulani kutii utatii. Folktale time. A blind group touch an elephant. What does the poet do? Check the zeitgeist, recall the past. Humpty Dumpty sat on a snow cup. Humpty had a nasty fall. All the king's horses, all of Britannia's men could not resuscitate a lion heart. Scion of empire faced fruit of the swell, eyeball to eyeball, rippling, raging bravery. Baringetuni, prying the grip of the throne cost us a generation, another in recovery. Transformed my Kipande into a VFS appointment. So no, Mr. or Miss Immigration Officer, I don't intend to stay. I visit from invitation, itching to return to my people. Funny, furious, ferocious, fabulous. We break bread, swap stories, pour libation, wipe spilled milk, shed joint fears and joint tears, tickle each other, look in our eyes, see pulsing light, watch the streets, see the simple, sipping masses, optimistic hearts rising against Ozymandias. Wale mko class, madoke na nas, wasanii, ma-influencer, ma-waiter na chesa, mahoka, maduka, bodama, mamboga, madonda, madereko, magari, jua kali, mali kila mahali, wapishi, viazi na mandizi, vinyozi, mapinji na wagondi, mizigo, mikokoteni, mabeli, madeni, oneni, wakenya, kazini, mifugo, kulisha, kuchinja, kuchanja, mjei, mei, wavuvi, veve, pedi, radeanjege, athletes, teke, namanga, moyale, moranga, kitale, Mombasa, Busia, Kisumu, Horoni, a land that we love blood deep. Daunting peaks and rolling hills, tantalizing trails, deep laughter and resonant rhythms, raw resistance, this motherland, the birthplace of our kind. So I suspend disbelief and believe in more than rinderpest, smallpox, trauma, death, settlement, and displacement. But we need truth. Open hands, Lopa. Or the blood in Laikipia of mass eviction, gentrification, contradictions in conservation. Nanyuki's abandoned lovers, bodies in septic tanks, children living on a nexus, evidence of absence, hair, pigment, Facebook jokes, zero justice. Choose blindness, swallow your tongue like our grandparents were made to. In concentration camps we don't talk about because we are friends now. Speak of the good old days, of Happy Valley, of fields of barley. Don't dress your wounds, don't speak, don't cry, don't heal. Turn the music up. Logic down, bottoms go. Bless Mzinga, spirit in the holy. It's St. Patrick's Day every day in KE. So blind group touches an elephant. What's the reason for this season? Collaboration used to mean treason. So how can we pause in unison? Any common bonds we forge appear a forgery to fighters against subjugation, to the vanguard of colonization. However, will we cuddle eternal resentment? One shore imperious, the other rebellious. We must bet on the future. Arms locked on equal ground, foundations of honesty, sovereignty, respect, kindness, clear memories, articulate apologies. A reformative say, dream of a peace that overtook but took justice, righting wrongs, writing songs, anchoring the lost, opening doors to ancestral artifacts, jubilant repatriation. Kupata visa yachukua visa. Si mabenten pia wana Big Ben, ama? Stormzy, Chimano, wait on Scarly constant. When the capital life chooses you, you resign and reign. So one question remains. How to succeed? Well, one, libations at Stonehenge. Teruburu from Victoria Palace to Namlolwe. And we sing, and we hug, and we say, may Mekatilili, Otenyo, and Koitalen sleep well. We will do the needful. Just please keep my locks away from Mr. Twain. Die.